Hey romance readers, welcome back to AdoreR. I hope everyone having a fantastic day today. Today video is going to be dedicated to Harlequin romance and all those other subscription books that I used to get back in the day. And some of those lines, they're not even publishing those anymore. But I wanted to do this because if you looked at my video when I was at Books A Million, it was a little section dedicated to Harlequin romance, and I used to say how Harlequin used to dominate everything, and now they just got this a little small section of Harlequin books, well, subscription books that they have up in there. I don't even know if they still do subscription anymore, Harlequin or. And do they even do Silhouette Desire anymore? I know they have Silhouette Blaze, but I don't know if they do the Desire. But anyway, this video is dedicated to all those subscription books that from back in the day. So let's get started. First up I have here are some books. And I saved all these books because I really enjoyed them, and I do go back and read them every once in a while. First up I have a Candlelight Ecstasy romance. Do any of you older readers out there remember a Candlelight Ecstasy romance? Now, I didn't get these in the mail. I had went to a used bookstore, and that's how I discovered these books. I was like, what? Because I was obsessed with Jayne Castle. I fell in love with her writing in these Candlelight Ecstasy books. Boy, I was like, who is this? I really enjoyed her writing, and so I'm gonna recommend these two. The first one is Jayne Castle, and it's Spellbound, a Candlelight Ecstasy romance. And the second book is by Elaine Chase, also a Candlelight Ecstasy romance. I'll read you a little synopsis of both of these. The first one we'll read is Spellbound. Who would have thought there was so much soft excitement under that sophisticated veneer, he whispered. What other secrets are you hiding, sweet witch? Secrets, the word clicked in Lacey Hallbrook's mind, and reason flooded back. Yes, she had secret. Why else had she conjured Jed Merlin back from the all but forgotten past? Why else had she insisted on turning the bohemian maverick into an urban gentleman? He was essential to her plans. Yes, she had secrets. Dangerous secrets. So if you haven't read Jayne Castle, I think she also writes Stephanie Jane, and all those other pseudonyms she have. Try Spellbound. Hopefully you can find it in a used bookstore somewhere on Amazon. Hopefully it's not very expensive, and that's a Candlelight Ecstasy romance, and this was published in let's see here if they have the date in here, 1982. And the other Candlelight Ecstasy I have is, like I said, by Elaine Chase. And I'll read a little bit of this. Good girls finish last. I've always been at the head of the class. That's what Vixen Mallory would say, and Vicky Kirkland was saying it now to Dan Faulkner. So this book is about Vicky Kirkland, and she's a soap opera star, and her and the character that she played is called Vixen Mallory. So that's why she say, really? Sorry about that. I had to go answer the phones. So let's start all over again. I think I was reading about Video Vixen, and let me start all over. Good girls finish last, and I've always been at the head of the class. That's what Vicky Mallory would say, and Vicky Kirkland was saying it now to Dan Faulkner, ace reporter, who come to do a story on the soap opera and the star that had taken the nation by storm. Vicky had sworn on oath to the cast of Always Tomorrow Dan would never get to know what a sweet, shy innocent she really was. The public wanted a sexy, unscrupulous siren, and she'd play her role on camera and off to the hilt. And that's Video Vixen by Elaine Chase. I really, really enjoyed this book. It was really good. So check it out if you get a chance. And let me see. When was this published? This was published back in 1983. Next I have up here is Second Chance Romance. I don't have too many Second Chance Romance. I don't think they published too many of those. I didn't see a lot of those when I was purchasing the book back in the day. A lot of these Second Chance Romance. I just never found them. But I did like this one. I found this one. I really, really enjoyed it. And this is The Steel Trap by Betsy Osborne. And this was published in... when was this published? Do I have it in here? 1985. I'll read you a little bit of this. When modest kindergarten teacher Carrie O'Shea wins a night on the town with best-selling adventure novelist Steele Gray, she's lured into a steel trap. One rakish, infectious smile from the renowned Manhattan playboy. One unforgettable evening of pink champagne and expert kisses robbed Carrie of her good sense and her heart. So I read this. I really enjoyed this because Carrie, okay, she's a kindergarten teacher, so I was like, okay, I'll give this a chance, and I really enjoyed it. And this is Steel Trap by Betsy Osborne, a second chance romance. If you haven't read it, see can you find it and check it out and give it a try. Next I have Loveswept. I got a lot of Loveswept, but this is one of my favorite. I don't know if I mentioned on here, if I have books that I really like, I keep them out where I can just go and get them and read them, and this is one of the ones I keep out, and I always go back and read it. I really enjoyed it. And it's Olivia, I'm finna massacre this name, Rupprecht. I don't know, but the book is called I Do, and it's a Loveswept romance. And if you remember Loveswept, I know this used to come in the you could get these in the mail. Loveswept. I don't know if I ever got Loveswept or not. I don't think so. I think I just purchased them from the store. I think I got this from a bookstore because see, I got this from a used bookstore. Look, page all tore out because I don't tear my books up. I try to keep them as pristine as possible. So they let me know right there I got this from a used bookstore. And look what I wrote in here. Very good. Yes. And I'll read you a little bit of this. He promised her forbidden passion. He nearly died in a foreign land. And in a moment of madness, he married the woman whose letter had given him a reason to live. But when Saul Stanish faced his bride for the first time, he knew he should release her from her vows. Mariah Garnett trembled when her husband stepped off the plane, wildly excited at meeting Saul, but deeply ashamed of the deception that had made her his wife. And this is Olivia Rupprecht. Let me leave that alone. I Do Loveswept. And let me see when this was published. This was published in 1992. So if you haven't tried this out, so can you find it and give it a try. I think you'll really like it. I do. And it's a Loveswept romance. Next, I'm going to the Harlequin Presents. I have 3 of those. First up is the old famous Janet Dailey. I really enjoyed this book, A Land Called Deseret. Deseret. And this was published back in 1979. Now I don't know if this is the original cover because in here it said that this was you know, Harlequin used to be Mill and Boom, I think, and because it said published by Mill and Boom, so this might not even be the original cover for this because it was published back in 1979. But I'll read you a little bit of this. Are you admiring the view? And they used to actually put, I guess, some parts of the actual book on the back here. They didn't just do a description, so I'll just read you a little bit of this. Are you admiring the view, he asked. Yes, Lorraine agreed without turning. She didn't want Travis McGee to see the brightness of the ushered tears in her eyes. It's a vast, beautiful, the lie stuck in her throat. She couldn't find anything beautiful about this desolate country. Nothing, she finished with cold, blatant truthfulness. You could be right, Travis considered her reply. Lorraine felt his gaze on her. Heat rushed through her body as she realized he was applying the description to her instead of the land. A beautiful nothing. Yeah. Janet Dailey, A Land Called Deseret, or I don't, cause that don't look like Deseret. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. Next up I have, this is one of my favorite right here. And I bought this book twice because the original one I had, I think I got it from a used bookstore and it was kind of tore up or whatever. And I ordered this one, so this is my keeper. I got another one somewhere that I read all the time. And because I really enjoyed it because the guy in here, he's a pianist, and you like that was another one of them occupations that you don't hear about too much. And I just fell in love with this book. And this is by Lilian Peake. I got quite a, I like her writing too. Run for Your Love. And I'll read you a little bit of this. He was the man of her dream. Fortunately, Olivia was not deterred by her first dramatic encounter with the man at the lonely Yorkshire farmhouse. She had returned to nurse him and stayed to marry him. She was amazed later to learn that her enigmatic husband was the man she had always idolized from afar. the famous concert pianist McClear Connell, whose career had been ruined by an accident. So I think her car is having problems and it stopped on her, and she go to this house and knock on the door for some help, and that's where because he been hiding out. I think he hurt his hand, so he can't play the piano like he used to. But anyway, and this is one I think I mentioned on here before, that I also like books where they get married before the end of the story. So they get married in this book before the end of the story, and I really enjoyed the story. I highly recommend this one. Excellent book. And this was published in, let's see, 1980, and that's Harlequin Presents, Lilian, Peake, Run for Your Love. And next, this is another excellent book I really enjoyed. I used to buy a lot of Sally Wentworth. I used to get these in the mail though, Harlequin Present. I remember them. And this is Candle in the Wind. I read this and I really enjoyed. This was another keeper for me. And I'll read a little bit of this. Every word of his might well be a lie. Adrift in the Caribbean, wrecked against a reef, stranded alone on an island with someone who called himself Mike Scott, Samantha tried desperately to recall the events that had brought her to such an impasse. Samantha couldn't remember anything, not her name, nor even this tall, suntanned stranger who had saved her from death and who claimed to be her husband. So this is another one where they are married because they got married, and I don't know if she's rich or something, but I don't think her family wanted her to marry him, and she ran away with him and got married, but then the accident happened and she lost her memory. So he's trying to, and I think she go back with her family, but he's going to be trying to sneak and see her and try to make her remember because, you know, he really loves her and want to be with her. So I don't know if she gets her memory back at the end or what. I can't remember. But I really enjoyed this book. I highly recommend it. Sally Wentworth, Candle in the Wind. And this was published in 1980. And the last books I have here is Silhouette Desire. I have a lot of these. And I remember subscribing to Silhouette Desire too. And I know I didn't have no money back then. My mama must have got these books for me. She was really, because I knew I was a teenager in high school, and she was getting me these books because I did not have a job. And she got these. I love my mom. She went ahead and ordered these books for me. Anything I want, she usually would get it for me. And I was like, she was a good one, because I'd be like, you don't need those books. If I had been someone Monday trying to order some romance book, I'm like, what? But anyway, these last four I have here are Silhouette Desire, and I go through these. And all of these, like I said, I got obsessed with Jayne Castle, so you know I got obsessed with Stephanie Jayne because she also writes Stephanie Jayne. So like I said, I love her writing, and I got a whole bunch of her books. So all of these are by Stephanie Jayne. And so the first one is Velvet Touch, Silhouette Desire, and I'll read you a little bit of this. Taunty, elegant Lacey Selden was determined to cut loose from her librarian past and find liberation in the Northwest. An island paradise in Puget Sound seemed the perfect place to begin until she met Hope Randolph. Hope was unlike any man she ever met. His touch made her hunger for a release she'd never known, but he said he didn't want half a heart, and challenged her to gamble it all in a blazing affair that would bring her to her senses and into his arms. And that's Velvet Touch, Stephanie Jayne, Silhouette Desire. And this was published in 1982. Tried it out. It was excellent. And next I have Stephanie Jayne, To Tame the Hunter. And most of her men, if you don't like alpha male, then her writing might not be for you. Well, especially back in the day, because most of her guys were alpha male. And this was in like this one is To Tame the Hunter, and this was published in 1983, and I'll read a little bit of this. Lilina Caldwell tried to escape to a Utah resort, but York Sutherland followed like a jaguar stalking his prey. He would have her and his revenge on the man she left the competition. And the man she left. The competitor he promised to destroy by taking away his business and his woman. Breathless from his kisses, shaken by passion she had never known before, Selena knew he'd won, at least for now. And that's To Tame the Hunter, Stephanie Jayne. Did I tell you when this was published? I can't remember. 1983. Next up, The Devil Prayed by Stephanie Jayne. Silhouette Desire. And this was published in 1985. I'll read you a little bit of this. Just as Amelia Stratton was about to break into an empty beach cottage, a man materialized out of the fog with a Doberman at his heel. Julian Coulter was as quietly lethal looking as his dog, a man who exuded an aura of command and forced Emma under its sway. It was easy to believe the local gossip that he was a mafia kingpin, hiding out until things cooled off back east. But Emmy was desperate and Julian could help her for a price. The Devil to Pay, Stephanie Jayne. And last but not least here, I got the first book, I guess when they first started doing this line, Silhouette Desire. This was the first book in the Silhouette line. As you can see, book number 1. And it's Corporate Affair. And look, I done took and put a cover on this. I think I showed this in another video where I had put a cover on this. Yeah, I was doing too much. And this was published in, let's see here, 1982. And I'll read a little bit of this. Under Calinda Brady's cool silk surface was a smoldering heart waiting to be set afire. But the beautiful tycoon hadn't expected the sparks to fly with Ray Astor, artist and fisherman, the stranger whose caresses left her yearning for more. Calinda had come to Colorado determined to avenge a lost love. She had arranged the setup, and her ex-fiance had taken the bait. But she was shaken by Rad's powerful embrace, torn between her passion for revenge and hunger for this lover who conquered her heart, stole into her world, and proceeded to make it his own. And that's Corporate Affair by Stephanie Jayne. So if you haven't read any of these, if you get a chance to, see can you find them and check them out. Corporate Affair, The Devil to Pay, To Tame the Hunter, Velvet Touch, All Silhouette Desire by Stephanie Jayne. And then I got Harlequin Presents, Candle in the Wind, Sally Wentworth, Run for Your Love, Lilian Peake, A Land Called Deseret, Janet Dailey, a Loveswept here, Olivia Rupprecht, I Do, The Steel Trap, Second Chance at Love, and last but not least, the 2 Candlelight Ecstasy romances, Video Vixen, Elaine Raco Chase, and Spellbound by Jane Castle. Alright, that's all I have for now. I'm going to do another video coming up in a few minutes because I got a little surprise for you all. And we're going to go over those purchases that I purchased at Books Amelia and Ollie the other day. I'll go over those on my next video. But until then, keep reading those romances and I'll see you in a little while. Bye.